Okay, right. Okay, Sabiha. Okay, Sabiha. You can leave because if you're not well, it's hard. Ne? Listen to the recording. Okay, right. It's an important lesson. Don't miss it. I know you will not do it. Right. Others, come to the lesson. Right. Today we are going to start one of the most important lesson in your grade 10 syllabus. So why do I say it's one of the most important lesson? Because you get questions on this lesson for all of us. Part 1 paper, the first 25 MCQs, and also part B paper. Yeah, part 1 B paper also, you get questions on this topic. And if somebody asks me what are the basic things that you should know before you study this lesson, if you ask me what is the basic lesson that you should know before you study this lesson, I would say you should know the lesson called direct proportion, right? So direct proportion you learn in grade 9. So that is one of the basic lesson that you have to understand before you come to inverse proportion, right? So in this lesson, the most important thing that we are focusing on is solving problems related to inverse proportion. And other basic lesson I forgot to say is ratios. Even you have to know ratios before you learn inverse proportion, because ratios are also one of the foundation lesson, I can say one of the foundation lesson for inverse proportion lesson. So without knowing those two lessons, it's really tough to go on, but I can help you because I'll be teaching from the beginning, from the basic itself. I'll be teaching you. Now look at the board. First of all, you should know what is proportion. Before knowing direct proportion or inverse proportion, you should know what are called as proportions. So I can tell what are proportions. What are these proportions? So proportions means we can say in simple terms like we are comparing. Comparison, we can say comparison between what we call comparison between two ratios, we can say comparison between two ratios. That's what I told you. You should know the lesson ratios also. So you are comparing between two ratios. So for this lesson, I told you proportions. Proportions are two types, right? So both the types you learn and you have learned. That is direct proportion, what you learned in grade 9. And the other thing is opposite of direct is indirect. So indirect is also called as inverse. So if you get the term indirect in your exam, you have to understand it is telling about inverse proportion, right? So direct proportion means directly it affects. For example, let's say, let's give an example. Right, 1 kilogram of rice is there. Okay, so 1 kilogram of rice, let's say it is 500. No, it's too high price, 500. Now if 1 kilogram is 500, what would be the price of 2 kilogram of rice?
1,000 rupees.
1,000 rupees.
500 multiplied by
500 multiplied by 2, you get 1,000 rupees. So what do you understand here? When the weight of the rice increases, when it increases from 1 to 2, what would you see? The price also increases double, because it's a 2 kilogram. So if it is 3, 500 into 3. So what happened when we can say when one variation increases, the other also increase. This is called as direct proportion. Both the variations are increasing. So now you can understand what is called as indirect, or I can say in other words, inverse proportion. Inverse proportion means when one variation increases, the other decrease. So for example, can you tell me one example? A good example, who can tell me? Come on, let's see who can think well. When one variation increase, the other decrease. Even I did a seminar on that lesson.
When constructing like a road or something, in how many days number, like
Yeah, come on. You're correct.
if in one day 8 men make
Yeah,
a
I
construct.
understand. She's telling if constructing a road or something, she's comparing the mans and the days. So if I rent one man to make a certain part, he will take, let's say, 5 days. So because it's one man. So if I rent 2 men, he can finish this work within 10 days. Sorry, what? How many days? Let's say 6 days for one man. For 2 men, 3 days.
3 days.
You can see when the number of men increases, number of days decreases. Other thing I told you was like when we increase the speed. So when I drive a vehicle for 100 kilometers per hour, I can reach a place in, let's say, 2 hours. So when I increase my speed, let's say 50 kilometer, when I increase my speed for 100 kilometer per hour, I can reach the place early. Can you understand? So when I increase my speed, the time decreases. So we can write down speed versus time. When speed increases, time decreases. This is also inverse proportion. But basically, in this lesson, we are discussing most of the questions related to man days. Not only man days, you can get cow days, man days, like the lots of questions are there, not only man. So always don't expect men only. You can get other questions related like pipe days. We call pipe days also, right? Pipes and days. Then we call trainees days, employees days. That means like the man days question, cattle days. Then you get the questions related to speed and time, speed and minutes you get, right? Like that you get lots of different types of questions, right? Now in this lesson, I'm going to focus not only on the exercise questions, I'll be also focusing on set of past paper classified questions as well. So you will understand how much this lesson is important. Can you understand? So most of the time for the examples, I will give you the past paper year and the question along with that will be discussed. So that will be a good for you all, right? Now we'll go to the lesson. Write down the topic, unit number 10, inverse proportion, and copy down what I have written on the board. Start with the point, what are proportions? Then write the answer. It's a comparison between two ratios. Then copy down this chart with examples. Proportions are two types and all those things. Yes, I said to copy down this one. Okay, have you finished copying down? Shall we go to the next part? Right. Now, first of all, I told you the basic thing you should know is about the ratios. So I'm going to discuss certain questions related to ratios, that is from your review exercise. So everyone now turn to page number 111. I'm going to discuss the review exercise. So I'll clear the board now. In your review exercise, the first question is asking to find out the suitable number. So it's just like making equivalent ratios, what you have learned in your grade 8 class, right? Equivalent ratios. Let me remind you. Question number 1, Roman number 1. It says 5:2 equal 20:, an empty box. So how 5 became 20? 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So when you're making equivalent ratios, you have to multiply the same value for the second number as well. 2 multiplied by 4. So like this, you can complete all the tables. Sometimes there are situations where you have to divide also. In some situations, you have to multiply. Right, now start doing the first question and finish it off. When you're done, tell me that you're done. We'll discuss it.
Okay, teacher.
Done.
Okay, now let's discuss. Roman number 2, 4:2 something a number, 20:25. 25. So how 4 became 20? 4 is not possible to become 20. Yeah, possible. 4 times 5. And we can multiply a certain number. 25 divided by what number? So if we don't know this side, it's better to go like this. 20 divided by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Roman number 3, 2:3 equal empty box is to 15. Okay, right. Then we can write down 15 divided by 5. No, not division. We have got multiplication. 3 times 5 and 2 times 5. 2 times 5, 10. Then the Roman number 4, something a number is to 4 equals 60:80. So 60:80 means 80 divided by what number gives you 4?
20.
80 divided by 20. Yes. 60 divided by 20 means you get 3. Correct? Right. Now let's go to the word problems. Now, word problems are the most important parts you have to discuss here. So look at the second question. The daily income earned by a vehicle used in a taxi service is 8,000 rupees. Okay, daily income is 8,000. Daily cost incurred by it is 4,500. Okay, the income is 8,000, cost is 4,500. Write the ratio of the daily income to the daily cost in its simplest form. So this is an easy question. You have to show this in a ratio form and you have to write them in the simplest form. Simplest form means both of those values should be divided as much as possible by a same number until you get two numbers where you can't divide them anymore. So try to do it and tell me what is the simplest form you get. Very good. 16:9. Correct answer. So because it says, you should write like this, children. When you're writing a ratio, definitely you have to write down, okay, income is to cost. Income is 8,000, cost is 4,500. You can divide this to cancel the 0. 80 and 45 are divisible by 5 times table. You get what? 80 divided by 5?
16.
16. 45 divided by 5? 9. Now do the third question alone. Read it alone and do it. Be careful, units are different. Rukaya, we started the lesson inverse proportion. We wrote a small note and we started review exercise. We finished discussing question number 1, 2, and we are doing question number 3 now. So how many pages? Yeah, how many pages should require leave, Rifana?
Just one page, teacher. Not even one.
Only one page. CRO exercise.
CR.
CR 1 page. Okay. Right. Everyone do the third question and tell me what is the answer you get. The ratio. Third question. Third question says, in a certain scale diagram, actual distance of 1000 meter represented by 2 centimeter. So we can write actual distance and scale. We can write this way, actual and scale. So actual distance 1000 is represented by 2. Now this is 1000 what? 1000 meters. And this is 2 centimeter. So you had to bring them together to one unit. What is easy to convert meters to centimeter or centimeter to meter?
Centimeter to meter.
Okay, 1 meter is how many centimeters?
100.
1 meter is 100 centimeter. Now, if you want to convert 2 centimeter, we will get a very small value. So it will be easy if we can convert meters to centimeter. Yeah. 1000 meter, if you want to convert to centimeter, I can multiply by 100. Correct? Then we get here 2 centimeter. Now both are in centimeters. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 to the power 5 is to 2. Now you had to write this in the simplest form. 10 to the power 5 in the simplest form means 3, 4, 5. Both are divisible by 2 times table. So if you divide this one, you get 10 divided by 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 divided by 2, 1. This is the ratio. But usually we don't write ratio like this way. We can write it in the other way. Other way means this way. Scale is to actual. In this format, if you write, it will come nicely. 1 is to 50,000. Can you understand? When you're writing ratio, you have to keep in your mind, definitely you have to convert the units to same units. Now, these are very popular questions in the O-level part 1 paper because they know children are very careless, right? They put this question in first 10 questions they put. You forget to convert and you quickly write down 1000 is to 2, 500 is to 1, like that. You forget to convert. So you have to be very careful. Easy questions are there in your paper. You have to be very careful to notice them and answer them correctly. Now go to the question number 4. You have to find the unknown value. You have to find. Do question number 4. Very good. Sahtia, very good. Correct answer. So it says the gravitational force on Earth is 6 times the gravitational force on the moon. Right. They have given the comparison of gravitational force on Earth and moon. So we have to take Earth is to moon. Gravitational force on Earth is 6 times the gravitational force on moon. Therefore, ratio of the weight of an object on the moon to the weight of the object on Earth, moon to Earth. Moon to Earth is 1:6. I wrote Earth to moon, so I'll write 6:1. Okay. How much would the weight of an astronaut be on the moon if this weight on the Earth is 540 Newton? Let me repeat the question again. If you compare the weight of an object on the Earth and moon, the weight of the object on moon, if it is 1, weight of the object on Earth is 6. So they are asking, if an astronaut go and stand on the moon, whose weight is 540 Newton on Earth, what is his weight on moon? So this is easy, not difficult. You can do cross multiplication. 1 multiplied by 540 is equal to 6 multiplied by x. Therefore, x is equal to 540 divided by 6, that is equal to 90. It comes in Newton. This is the answer. Can you understand?
Yes, miss.
Okay, everybody should understand. If anything is not clear, please ask me, because this is the basic part. If you didn't understand the basic, going into inverse proportion will be a little tough. Now go to the question number 5, the last question. Start doing it alone yourself. Okay, good, Sahdia. Very good.
Done, teacher.
Your first one only, I have a doubt. Check it again. Right, now we'll go to the question. To make a cement mixture, cement and sand are mixed together in the ratio 1:6. Cement is to sand. Ratio is given as 1:6. What would be the fraction of the cement in such a mixture? The fraction means there is only one part of cement out of the total. Total means 1/7. 6 plus 1. 1/7. How many pans of cement are required for 18 pans of sand? Now this is for one cement mixture. We need one cement pan. Can you understand? For 18 pans, how much we need? Right now, one cement mixture, cement is to sand. One cement mixture wants 6 pans of sand. Can you understand? One cement mixture wants 6 pans of sand. The question is, how many pans of cement are required for 18 pans of sand? So you have to find the unknown pans of cement. So what we can do here, we can do the cross multiplication. 1 multiplied by 18 equal 6 multiplied by x. Therefore, x is equal to 18 divided by 6. You get 3. Don't write just 3. 3 pans, okay? 3 pans. Roman number 3, a certain bag of cement contains 5 pan of cement. A certain bag of cement contains 5 pan of cement. First of all, we write the ratio. 1 pan of cement, 1 bag of cement need 6 pans of sand, 6 pans of sand. Now they are saying a certain bag of cement contain 5 pans of cement. 5 pans are here now. If it is necessary to make a cement mixture using the whole bag, how many pans of sand are required? Again, the same type of question. Cross multiplication we can do, and you can find the unknown term. You get 30 pans. That is the answer for Roman number 3. Roman number 4, find separately the number of pans of cement and number of pans of sand that are required to make 70 pans of the cement mixture. 70 pans. Okay, if you need to make 1 cement mixture, cement is to sand ratio is 1:6. So this is total fraction we took in the first one, 1/7. Here we can take 6/7. Can you understand? Now they are asking for 70 pans of the cement mixture. How many pans of cement you need? How many pans of sand you need? So for 70, 1/7 into 70. Then you can find the number of pans of cement. You get 10. Cancelling. If you multiply how many pans of sand you need, 70 into 6/7, you can get how many pans now?
60.
60. You can get 60. So you write 10 pans of cement and 60 pans of sand you need to make 70 pans of the cement mixture, because 60 plus 10 gives you 70. Did you understand this question number 5?
Miss, can you explain the Roman number 4 once?
Roman number 4 is saying now, the question is telling you, if you want to make a cement mixture, you need 1 pan of cement and 6 pans of sand. So they are asking if you need to make a mixture of cement of 70 pans. Okay, now there is a mixture like this way, right? There's a mixture like this. So if you want to make one mixture, you put 1 pan of cement and you put 6 pans of sand. 1 pan of cement, 6 pan of sand. Okay. Now, if you want to make a mixture with who is having 70 pan. Now, in here, total how many pans? 6 pans and 1 pan means 7 pans are there. For 7 pans only, you need 1 pan cement, 6 pans sand. Now, my question is, if you want to make a mixture of 70 pans, how many you need? 70 should be divided by 7 here, because total pans are 60 here. 7 pans are there. In this 7 pans are biha, 1 pan is cement. In this 7 pan, 6 pans are sand. Now my question is, if you need 70 pans to come here, how many pans of sand you can put? How many pans of cement you can put? What should we do? If it is for 7, 1/7. For 7, 1 means for 70 how many? For 7, 6 means for 70 how many? We check those two. Can you understand?
Yeah, Miss, now understood.
Right. Now the basic part is done. Now we have to move to the lesson inverse proportion. Now only we are coming to the lesson inverse proportion. So here we are going to discuss most questions related to man days questions. So you have to be very careful when you are dealing these questions. You should keep in your mind inverse proportion means when one quantity increases, the other quantity decreases. Or in the other way also I can say, when one quantity decreases, the other quantity increases. So this vice versa process happens. So write down the subtopic now, inverse proportion. Write down the subtopic now, inverse proportion. Okay, within brackets, put this way. up arrow and down arrow. Then you will remember. Because most children are struggling to remember what is inverse and direct proportion, and they do the question wrongly. Right, now come to the question. Listen. I told you I'll be taking man-days questions. So to keep your pens and pencils down and sit back and listen carefully. So if I take man-days question. For example, let's tell 5 men took 6 days to complete a task. Okay. 5 men took 6 days to complete a task. Now my question is, if there are 2 men, what will happen to the days? Will the days increase or decrease? Think carefully and answer. 5 men. Yeah, very good. Because can you see, number of men have decreased. 5 has become 2. Then number of days will definitely increase. Okay, it will increase. So we can call this one, this question, we can get it down and do it. Let's keep X to something. We don't know how many days these 2 men will take to finish. How can we find easily?
Cross
multiplication.
Cross multiplication, right? Can't we find for 1 man? For 1 man, how many days will take? Not the cross multiplication. That is the thing you have to understand. In this lesson, in this inverse proportion, you can't take cross multiplication. Cross multiplication is applicable for direct proportion. In this part, you have to understand that you can find for 1 man. Now, 5 men can take 6 days. So you have to find the man days. I can write down man days. Man days means the task. Task. How much of a task? So I can write it here also. Man days, the task. Man days you can take by multiplying. Man days means man into days. 5 times 6, 30. That is the task. Can you understand? Number of man days can be found by multiplying man into days. Clear? So 30 man days are taken for 1 min. 30 man days are taken for 1 min. So I can just write before it present 1 min. Remember, you can't do cross multiplication. Right, I'll explain this example deeper. Wait, first of all, we'll write down how to find man days. Man days means the task, okay? Man into days. Copy down this one. So if you want to find for 1 min, you have to take the man days. We'll do one question, you will understand. Okay, now write down below that. Write down below that.
Miss, is it a point?
Yeah, a point right now. The number of days taken by 1 man, number of days taken by 1 man to complete the task. The number of days taken by 1 man to complete the task can be taken as a measurement, can be taken as a measurement of the magnitude of the task, of the magnitude of the task. That's what I told you, task. Full stop and continue. This value is called as, this value is called as, this value is called as number of man days. This value is called as number of man days. Write together. Okay. Are you done with that statement?
Got it.
Yes.
After magnitude of the task, what did I tell? What did I tell? This value is called as, this value is called as number of man days. This value is called as number of man days. Okay. Let me teach you an example again. A full example, a complete one. Let's take man is to days. So if I say 5 men take, let's say 8 days to finish a certain task, 5 men take 8 days. So my question is, how many days will 10 men take? How many days will 10 men take? First of all, when a question of proportion is given, you have to identify whether the question is a direct proportion or an indirect proportion question. Okay, you can see number of men have increased. The number of days will surely decrease. Now you can see 5 has become 10, that is 5 times 2. So 8 should be not 8 times 2. It should be half of that. It should be division. So this is easy, but let's see how to do in methodical. Right, we can write down this one 5 is to 10. Both these should be written together, not these two. 5 is to 10. This side should be equal to 8 is to x. Can you understand? Then in grade 8 and 7 and all, you have learned how to write ratios as fraction. So I can write first number as numerator, second number as denominator. First number numerator, second number denominator. Sabiha, what are you asking? Number of men are increasing. Here 5 has become 10. Number of men has increased. Then days should decrease. It's inverse proportion. Now in this place you can do the cross multiplication. Can you understand? Oh, sorry, not like that. You can write in the other way. That is direct proportion. When you're writing inverse proportion, you have to write the other way. When you take this one as first number numerator, second number denominator, in this case, what you have to do, you have to take the other way. So if you want, we can write it like this way. X is to 8. Remember this point, this is important. Even I forgot. X upon 8. You can't write this 8 upon x. 5 is to 10, 5 upon 10. This one should be written x is to 8. X is to 8. Okay. So then now you can do the cross multiplication. 10 into x. And now what you get? 40 equal 10x. Therefore, x is equal to 40 divided by 10, 4. So without these steps, you can directly find here, because you know that 5 times 2 is 10. Then 8 divided by 2 should be 4. Half of that. Did you understand this one? Only this one you should remember. This part you have to remember. If you write this one as 5 is to 10, this should be the inverse way. X is to 8. Because increasing and decreasing.
Teacher, without dividing, can we do like this? Like 5 into 8 is 40. Then we can find 10 into
Yeah,
x
that
equal
is, yeah,
40.
that's another method. That's another method. She's telling man days question. Yeah, we are discussing that one in a few more time. Man days, and we can write again man days together, task work. Usually we are doing all of the questions like this only. 5 is to 8, then we can write 5 times 8 is equal to 40. Then 10 is to x, that is 10x. Then you can equalize these two. 40 is equal to 10x. Therefore, x is equal to 40 divided by 10. Yeah. Both methods copy down.
Okay.
After copying down this one, go to page number 116. Question number 2. You have to do question number 2. Start doing question number 2. Everyone should answer second question and send me the answers in chat box separately. For Roman number 1, 2, and 3, separately put the Roman numbers and send me the answers. Okay, listen to the question now. It takes 8 men 9 days to complete a certain task. How many days will it take one man to complete the same task? The same task. So if you want to find for one man day, you have to multiply the man into days. 8 times 9, 72 man days. Roman number 2, what is the magnitude of the task in man days? Magnitude of the task in man days. So magnitude means the value, the task, the same thing that you got for Roman number 1. I'm receiving answers. Good. Yeah. Magnitude means you can write down the same. Equal 72. Correct, Sahadiya. Roman number 3. If 12 men are assigned the task, okay, let me write man is 2 days. 8 men need 9 days. If 12 men are assigned, how many days will it take them to complete? X comes here. So I taught you how to do this. 8 times 9 is 72. 12 times X is 12X. So you can equalize 72 to 12X and you can get X by dividing 72 by 12. What do you get when you divide 72 by 12? 6. And you should write down 6 days. 6 days. Right, good. Now we'll do question number 3. Also, no, wait. Do question number 4. It's about cattle. Yeah, do question number 4. It's a little bit different. I mean, Roman number 2 will be little analytical. Roman number 3, especially Roman number 3, not 2. So try to do it carefully now. Start it. The question is fourth one. In a certain farm, that question.
Okay.
Miss, then for this, like these questions, we can't cross multiply, no?
No, we can't cross multiply. Cross multiplication is applicable for direct proportion. Now, fourth question is little tough, okay? Understand and do it. Just give a try.
Teacher, instead of man days, we can write in the fourth one as cattle days, right?
Yeah, you have right cattle days. A little give a try. If you couldn't do, tell me. Same format only, but little different. Try to see the question properly. You can write down cattle days. Cattle is to days. Cattle days. Okay, I'm receiving answers. You are giving a try, that means. Good, very good, Rukaiya. Sabiha, yes, correct. Very good, Sabiha, correct. Rukaiya, for the first one you sent me answer, then it's wrong. Rifana, first one correct. Sabiha, first one correct. What about Shaskrit? Right, let's go to the question. In a certain farm, there was sufficient food for 12 cattle for 10 days. Look at the board now, don't write anything. 12 cattle had food for 10 days. That means 120 cattle days. After 2 days, another 4 cattle were bought and brought to the farm. After 2 days, no. Listen carefully. After 2 days. That means these 12 cattle have survived for how many days? They have survived for 2 days. After 2 days. 2 days completed by the 12 cattle. Understand very carefully. Listen again, I'm telling you. Don't write anything. Listen. There were 12 cattle in a farm. Okay. They had food for 10 days. They had enough food for 10 days. That means 120 cattle days. Okay. Now, after 2 days, after 2 days means these cattle, these all the 12 cattle, they survived for 2 days. They completed. After 2 means they have completed 2 days. So that means how much food is finished now? 12 into 2, 24. 24 cattle days. This is completed. That means finished. Completed. Now this is the total. Okay. Now it says after 2 days, another 4 cattle were bought. Okay. Now another 4. Now these 12 are also there. Another 4 also came. Right. Were brought. Okay, just keep it. Roman number 1. How many days is the food in the farm sufficient for one of the cattle? 1 means 12 times 10, 120. Cattle days. Roman number 2. What is the reduction in the number of days? This one only we are going to find. What is the reduction in number of days for which the food is sufficient due to the increase in the number of. Now these questions are very popular. They can ask this question from you in the hostel question. They give you hostel questions. There were this much students in a hostel, this much days they had food, another 4 new hostelers came, like that they can ask you. So now 120 we had, 24 is over. So how many are remaining? How many cattle days are remaining?
96.
10 minus 4, 6. Yeah, 11 minus 2 means you get 96, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, 96 is remaining. Now you know the answer. 12 plus 4. I'll write it here. 12 plus 4, you are getting 16. 16 is to x is equal to 96. So you can find 16 is to x equal 96. Okay, so what is it? 16 times. X is equal to 96 divided by 16. How much do you get? 6 days. That means The question asked you what is the reduction in the number of days for which the food is sufficient due to the increase in number of cattle. So this food is enough for 16 cattle. It's enough for 6 days only. That means reduction. Still the answer is not there. They asked the reduction. Reduction is equal to how much? 10 minus 6 days and 12, 2 days here, 6 and 2, both you have to take. 2 days completed, 6 and 2. Reduction of the days is 2. See whether you understood. Altogether 8 days are there. Altogether 8 days. So reduction is 6. Again, I'll explain. Shall I explain again or do you can understand?
Can you
Yes,
explain again?
I'll explain again. The ones who understood, copy down. Okay, now I think you understood up to this point. 12 cattle were there. They had enough food for 10 days. So that means totally 120 cattle days. But what happened? These 12 cattle survived for 2 days. That means how much food is over? 24 food is over. So after these 2 days, they brought another 4 new cattle. Another 4 new cattle were bought. And we don't know for how many extra days they have more food. But we know the remaining cattle days is 96 because we had 120, 24 were over, 96 is remaining. Now they are asking for how many days reduction. What is the question? What is the reduction in the number of days for which the food is sufficient due to the increase in number of cattle? So they brought food for 10 only, for 10 days sufficient food. Okay, but 2 days are over. 2 days are over. Can you understand? So then another 4 cattle were bought, then 16 cattle are there. We don't know how many days it's enough for. Then when we calculate it, we found it's enough for 6 days, right? So reduction means from the total 10, the completed 2 days, and for the extra cattle came for that one 6 days, totally 6 plus 2, 8. So from the total 10, we have to subtract 8. That is called the reduction of the days, 2 days. Is that clear?
Miss, then the 6 days is sufficient for food.
Yeah, 6 days is the number of days the food is sufficient for 16 cattle.
Okay, Miss.
Now start doing question number question number 7. Question number 7. It's a small working all you have to do. Try that question number 7. So we did second question, fourth question done. Do the 7th one. Okay, have you finished doing that question number 7? Right. Look at the question number 7 now. It says it takes half an hour for a certain vehicle traveling at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour to complete a certain journey. Now they have given the speed and the time. Okay. Speed and time. So this time is given in minutes. So you can get in hours also sometimes. That's what I'm telling you. So they have said if the vehicle traveled in 40 kilometers per hour, so this is given in kilometers per hour. If the vehicle travel 40 kilometers per hour to complete a journey, it takes half an hour. Half an hour means 30 minutes. Okay. Then find the time in minutes. Find the time means X in minutes that it would take the vehicle to complete the same journey if it travels at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So you don't want to convert here. No, yeah, you don't want to convert here also. You see how many speed time we take, speed into time. 40 into 30 means 4 times 3, 12, 1200. You get here 50x, right? Now we can equalize this one. 1200 is equal to 50x. X is equal to 1200 divided by 50. 0, 0 cancel. 120 if you divide by 5, how much do you get?
24.
Oh, yeah, directly you can get the answer in minutes. No need to convert and all because they have given these two speed in kilometer per hour and they are asking the answer in minutes. So you don't want to do any conversion. Directly you can get 24 minutes. How many of you got 24 minutes? Raise your hand. Only 2. 3. Very good. Right. Good. Good. Okay. It's very easy. Let's do another one more question. Just try question number 5. Try question number 5. It's little different. Question number 5. It's just like the cattle days question we did. Have you finished? Question number 5. Let's try. Food sufficient for 24 trainees for 8 days. So we can write trainees and days. Trainees is to days. Then I can write here trainees into days. Trainees into days. So it says food sufficient for 24 trainees for 8 days. That means 24 times 8. 8 times 4, 32. 19 comes. 192. Right? Then,
Yeah, teacher.
however, 2 days after the camp, 2 days after. So after means they have survived for 2 days, these 24 people. So that means 48 are completed. See, same like that. Completed, this is the total. After 2 days after the camp, 6 of the trainees had to leave. Earlier we had extra cattles, now they are leaving. 24 minus 6 is to, surely this is the thing we had to find, x, yeah. 24 minus 6 means you get 18, 18 is to x, you get 18x, but you know the value. You can subtract and see, you get here 144. So now it's easy, nothing to do. So we can see they're asking, show that remaining food is sufficient for 2 extra days that it was initially planned. Now, if the people leave, we can get more food. So first we'll find this one. 18x is equal to 144. Then x is equal to 144 divided by 18. You can get 8 days.
Yes.
Okay, 8 days. But this is not the answer because they planned the food is enough for 8 days. Okay, if the food was enough for 8 days, but total we have 8 here and 2 completed days. 10 days are total number of days. Total number of days is 8 plus 2, that is 10. But now we are going to find for how many extra days we have. How many extra days we have, but how can we find it? We can subtract from the total number of days. The number of days that they initially planned was 8, then extra days are 2 days extra. Can you understand?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Right, now mark your homework question number 1, question number 3, and question number 6. Question number 1, 3, and 6. Okay, now what should be going to your concept book? What should be going to your concept book? In your concept book, you have to include the thing, the question, like question number 2 should be included. Question number 2, then question number 4 or 5. 4 or 5 should be included. That those 2 questions are format of the inverse proportion questions. Right, now we are going to learn another new format, another new concept, that is your question number 8. It is important. So let me take question number 8 now. I'll be explaining that. It's a new what we call concept. Okay, right, I'll clear the board. Question number 8 is little different. They have given only one question, that's a issue, but there are questions in all papers. Listen very carefully. 4 men who were given the responsibility of completing a task were able to finish only 2/3 of it by working 6 hours a day for 3 days. Now, is it clear for you? Can you understand the question? They are saying men. There were 4 men. Okay, there were 4 men. They have a certain work to do. They have to finish a certain task. But they finished only 2/3 of the task by working for 6 hours for 3 days. So how many days did they work? 3 days. How many hours did they work? 6 hours. So man is to days is to hours. You can call as the man into days into hours, man hours. So I'll give a small note for this one. Listen carefully. After the explanation, I'll give you the note. Right. So 4 men, 3 days, 6 hours. What are they asking? They have given you a hint. That hint is your concept. if you need to find the man hours, you have to get man into days into hours. Hours for a day. Hours for a day. Per day. This is the concept. Based on this only, we are going to deal the question. Right. Now, if this is the case, we can get the task as 4 into 3 into 6. So 4 into 3 into 6 means 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 6 means you get 72. So this is the task. Man into days into hours. Okay. Right. How can we find? They have finished only 2/3 of the task. Task is 72. This is the task. 2/3 of the task means how can we find?
72 times 2/3.
Completed task is 2/3 of 72. 2/3 multiply by 72. This is divisible. How much do you get? How much do you get?
24.
24. Yes, correct. 24. 24 you get. Yeah. Now they're asking, what is the magnitude of the task in man hours? Magnitude of the task is 72 man hours. This one, we can write this as man hours rather than writing man days, right? That is the magnitude. So I can write Roman number 1 answer here. Roman number 2, the 4 men decided to complete the task on the next day. How many hours will they have to work to achieve this? Right, 2/3 of the work is done. The complete work is 3 upon 3. Completed task is 2 upon 3. So you know that complete task means 3 upon 3. So how can you find the magnitude of the complete task? How can you find the magnitude of the complete task? Do you understand? 2/3 of the work is 72 man hours. 2/3 of the task is 72 man hours. 2/3 of the task is 72 man hours. My question is, if you want to finish the whole work, 3 upon 3, the complete work, what is the task?
Miss 72 divided by 3 is now 24. Then 24 must multiply by 2. No?
24 must
Multiplied by 2.
yeah.
72 divided by 3
Yeah,
is
you multiply this one by 2, you get 48. Yes, 48. Copy down this Roman number 1. I'll come to Roman number 2 later on. And it says that the question is telling you a different story. Wait, it is telling they completed 2/3 of it, 2/3 of it by working 6 hours a day for 3 days. Then this is not the completed task. It's already given. 2/3 is completed. That 2/3 is only this one, 72 man hours. They have completed 2/3 by working for this much of times, this much of days, this much of hours they have worked and finished 2/3. The completed task is already given in fraction and also in the magnitude. So we have to find how much is the complete work. So my question is, if 2 upon 3 is 72, what is 3 upon 3, the complete work?
36 into 3.
36, where did 36 come?
Right. Divide by 2, divide 72 by 2, and then multiply by
Yeah,
6.
you have to take 72 should be divided by 2, this opposite, reciprocal. divided by 2 and multiply by 3. Or in other words, 3 upon 2 into 72. Reciprocal of this into 72. Complete task. So you get
So
108 man hours. Did you understand? Already the question is telling you 2/3 of the task is completed by working for 6 hours per 3 days. That means 72 man hours because 4 men worked. Now you have to find what is a complete task. So complete task can be found by getting the reciprocal 3 upon 2 into 72. But already they have just completed only 72 man hours. So how many are remaining then? They have completed only 72 out of the total 108. So
108
remaining
minus
is, yeah, 36 man hours. So Roman number 2 is asking that only. How many hours will they have to work to achieve this? Okay, we had to find how many hours they had to work now if they want to finish this 36 man hours. It's now easy. How many hours? How many hours they have to work? Did you understand? Like, you know, MDH. They have already given 4:3:6, that is 72. Now we know 4:4 what? How many hours they have to work to achieve this? How many hours will they have to work to achieve? 3 is,
4:3:8.
yeah. And we know remaining is 36. So that means we can write down, therefore, 36 is equal to 12x.
3 hours.
No, wait a second. We take 4 men. 36 man hours are remaining. 4 men decide to complete the task on the next day. 6 hours a day. 6 hours a day. 1 day. 4 men worked for 1. Okay, right. We can't take here 3 days because they are working for next day. Next day is another day, another 1 day. Can you understand? Next day is considered by 1 day. We took here 3 days because it's already given. They worked continuously 3 days. But now these 4 men are working the next day. Next day is just a 1 day. Can you understand? Next day is just a 1 day. So they are asking if they want to finish this 36 magnitude task, how many hours they have to work? They have only 1 day. There are 4 men. Can you understand?
Yeah, teacher.
Then we can't take 3. 36 is equal to 4x. Therefore, x is equal to 9
hours.
hours. Then can't we take 4 days? No, why should we take 4 days, Sabiha? 4 days, from where did the 4 come? You are telling 3 days they worked and
Miss, what
extra
is
day.
the
Yeah, you are
yeah,
saying like, right. No, we can't take because now the thing is, it's like a story, right? Now you are having a company and you're having a contract. You have 4 men. These 4 men are hardly working for 3 days. Continuously, they are working for 3 days. Each day, they are working 6 hours. So after doing all this tough work, they finished only 72 of the task. So you have to find the total task first of all, because then only we can find how much is remaining. So total task we found 108. So from this 108, 72 of the task is done, 36 of the task is remaining. So now the boss is saying, okay, you 4 people have to come tomorrow to work and you have to finish this 36 of the task. And how many hours will it take for you? That's the question. So you have only 1 day. Now you can't count the past 3 days. That's over. For those past 3 days you worked and that task is 72. So you have to count that 1 day tomorrow. Tomorrow's 1 day. That's what we put 1 here. Now can you understand?
yeah, Miss.
Now see, it's not easy as you think also. It's not difficult as you think. This kind of tough questions are also possible. So this is a new concept you are learning. three types of ratios, three category of ratio is there. So this one should be going into your concept book as well. We will meet this type of questions in when I'm discussing past paper questions. I think we will meet. We'll see. I remember there was a question with 4 category. I remember there was a question of 4 category. That is little tough. I have added here. I'll give it to you. Not now, later. Right, now analyze the question and see whether you understood it clearly. Right, we'll do one past paper question. We'll do one past paper question. After giving the question and discussing, I'll tell you the year. Until that, I won't tell you the year. Write down. 4 men can finish a certain work. 4 men can finish a certain work within 5 days. Within 5 days.
Can you repeat the question?
4 men can finish. 4 men can finish a certain work within 5 days. How many men are needed to finish twice the work within 4 days. Twice the work within 4 days. How many men are needed to finish the work twice the work? How many men are needed to finish twice the work within 4 days? Right. I'll repeat the question a little bit fast. Just check it, okay? 4 men can finish a certain work within 5 days. How many men are needed to finish twice the work within 4 days? Now start doing. So past have a question of 2 marks. Yes, I received 1 answer. Right, now we'll see. Okay, the question was 4 men can finish a certain task. Man is to days. 4 men can finish a certain task within 5 days. That means 20 is the task. How many men are needed to finish twice the work? Twice the work. That means 2 times 20, 40. How many men are needed for within 4 days? Now, this 40 is equal to 4x. Therefore, x is equal to 10. But this x is equal to 10 means number of men. Yeah, that's all. Do we have to do anything else? No, that's it. This is the answer.
Miss,
Number of,
twice we can make it 8, no? 4 into 2.
no. Twice the task only. Task only twice, not the days.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. It's a 2 marks question. Note the year 2008 O-level paper. Now write down another question. It's another paper. Write down. 3 persons need, write down quickly. 3 persons need 6 days to complete. 3 persons need 6 days to complete a certain task. A certain task. Okay, done?
Brilliant.
If exactly one of them was absent from work, was absent from work on the first 3 days, understand carefully, on the first 3 days, on the first 3 days, comma, how many days in total, how many days in total are now needed, are now needed, are now needed by these 3 men, by these 3 men, by these 3 men to complete the task, to complete the task. I'll repeat the question fast, double check it. 3 persons need 6 days to complete a certain task. If exactly one of them was absent from work on the first 3 days, how many days in total are now needed by these 3 men to complete the task? Always think the question practically and do it. Just think 3 of your friends and your school teacher has given a task, your class teacher has given a task, like that, think of in that manner and do. Okay, right, done. Now we'll go to the question. We'll see how many of you have done it correctly. It's actually a question of 2 minutes. Okay, right. We'll see the question again. It said 3 persons need 6 days. Okay. Man is 2 days. 3 person need 6 days to complete the task. The task is 18. Okay. If exactly one of them was absent from work, 3 minus 1 means 2 on the first 3 days. That means these 3 people did the work wait, on the first 3 days. On the first 3 days. Okay, that means only 2 people worked in the first 3 days. Only 2 people worked on the first 3 days. 6 of the task is completed. Now, what is remaining then? Remaining is 18 minus 6, 12. 12 is remaining. Okay, wait. 12 is remaining. How many days in total are now needed by these 3 to complete the task? Okay. Then how can we find? 3 men are there. How many days are needed? That's what we want to find. So we can tell 3x is equal to 12. Therefore, x is equal to 4. So total number of days. Total number of days is this 4 and which one? This 3. Already 3 completed work and extra 4 days required, 7 days. 1 week. Who found it? No, nobody found. Nobody. No. Did you understand? It's similar to the question I did in the exercise. We did 2 questions similar to this one. Do you remember? We did 2 questions. I think one was the trainees question. Yeah, trainees question. And other one I did was sure. Another one I did. Yeah, trainees question and one more question I did, right? I can remember. It's a
Cattle days.
cattle question we subtracted. Yeah. In the trainees question we added. Here also we add. Can you understand? Did you understand up to this point?
Yeah, teacher.
Finding this, yeah. In here, what should we do? Number of total means children, the found days and already work day also you take. Only that one. That's all. So this is actually 2009 paper. Write it down. 2009 paper.
Miss the both the first question and the second question.
First question is 2008. This question is 2009.
Okay, miss.
Okay, let me give you another question also from the recent years.
Miss, is it from O-level paper?
All level paper. That's what I told you in the beginning. All level paper question. Right. Now write down one more question from the past papers. Now try to do it correctly. It has been estimated. It has been estimated. It has been estimated that 10 men, 10 men will require 8 days to 10 men will require 8 days to complete a certain task. Complete a certain task. How many men should be engaged? How many men should be engaged to complete this task in, to complete this task in 5 days? I'll repeat the question fast, double check. It has been estimated that 10 men will require 8 days to complete a certain task. How many men should be engaged to complete this task in 5 days? This question is easy. Try to do it correctly without doing any mistake. Okay, that's easy. Right, let's do it. We can finish it soon. Look at the board. It says man days, 10 men, 8 days. Task is 80. To finish within 5 days, how many you need? So 5x. So 5x is equal to 80. X is equal to 80 divided by 5. So it's easy. How much do you get?
16.
Huh?
16.
16 days. Okay, what Trifana, a long message you sent. Can you repeat the question? Okay, question is, it has been estimated that 10 men will require 8 days to complete a certain task. This is 2017 O-level paper. How many men should be engaged to complete, right fast, how many men should be engaged to complete this task in 5 days? This task in 5 days. This is 2017 paper question. Right, now I'll give you another question from another year. I'll give you another question from another year. Write down. Okay. 2 men take 3 days. Write down. 2 men take 3 days. Take 3 days. Take 3 days. Everyone should do the question, okay? Take 3 days to paint a house. To paint a house. Okay, done?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
How many men are required for painting 10?
How many men are?
How many men are required for painting 10 such houses? 10 such houses in 12 days. 10 such houses in 12 days. Try to do that question correctly. If anyone found the answer, send it in the chat box. Okay, finally, we received Rifana's answer. But it is wrong. I want the correct answer. Understand the question. Shaskrit, you're also wrong. Your answer is also wrong.
Miss, is my answer correct?
Okay, I'll check it. This is correct answer. Whose answer is that? Rukaya is correct. Sabiha wrong. Shaskrit wrong. Rifana wrong. Very good, Rukaya. If you read it twice and thrice, you will understand it. It's similar to the questions what we already discussed. I'm not going to help you here. Actually, same is the complete lesson is done. But next week also, I'll be doing questions. We have to discuss lots of questions because I'm giving high priority for this lesson because every year you get these questions from this lesson. Now listen the question again. Carefully listen to it. It says, two men. Okay, look at the board. Man, days, task. 2 men, 3 days to paint a house. That means 6 is the task for one house. This is for one house. Okay. Now, how many men are required to complete the task of painting 10 such houses in 12? 10 such houses. Such means this is 1. For 10 of this means 6 into 10. Now you can write 12x equals 60, x equals 60 divided by 12, 5. It's just like twice the task, thrice the task, 10 times the task. They have given in some other words 10 such houses. So when they say in some other word, you can't understand. So my problem is all the students up to grade 9 are very clever, very smart. They are smarter than the teacher. They even point out the teacher's mistake. They are very bright. Once they come to grade 10, I don't know what happened to them. For simple questions, you don't understand. You think it in a very advanced way and you try to make the question complicated. That's the place where you are going wrong. Everybody is pouring into your head, 10, 11 is difficult, it's all level like that. And you are thinking everything in a critical way. So see how simple it is. It's just like twice the task, thrice the task. Now it's 10 times the task, 10 such houses. And you're giving me stupid answers here in the chat box. So make sure you have to understand the question in the most simplest way. Never mind. We'll practice more questions. For now, your homework is the questions I told you, and also there are turn to page number 118, exercise 10.2. Here, your homework is exercise 10.2 and exercise 10.1. There are some questions to do. 10.1, question number 1, question number 3, and 6. Yeah. So you have altogether 6 questions as homework. But next day I will be discussing all the 6 questions, and plus I will be discussing extra questions based on the past papers, module papers, and school term test papers. So please get prepared very well for this lesson by next week. Can you understand the lesson today? Did you have any doubts and or any problem related to the lesson?
No, teacher.
Not yet.
Teacher, which past paper is the one you gave lastly?
Lastly, I gave 2010. Okay, right, good. Then we can end up with the day. Yeah, that's all. Then God bless you, children. Good night.
Good night, teacher.